Hello, this is Chris Vocal, and today I will be interviewing a veteran. Our veteran's name is James Graham. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your rank, your positions, and which branches you were in? And
Okay.
go ahead, James.
Well, like I said, my name is James Graham. I started out in the Navy, active duty, kind of like dropped out of college and went to the Navy to kind of like regroup and try to get my life back together. So they said back in those days they had this commercial, join the Navy, it's an adventure. And I thought that sounded pretty good. I was like, I can go for an adventure. And I said, I could go for an adventure. So I went for it. And so at this time, the country, it was like the late 70s. I went in the very end of 77. And we had just finished up the Vietnam War. And once I came out of all my training in 78, it was the hostage crisis was the dilemma facing the country. And, when we went our first time going to sea, it was like, I'd never seen that much water in my life. I was like, we went like from San Diego to Hawaii, and because we were doing naval exercises, it took us 11 days to get there. And I thought, my God, I can't believe I'm out here in all this water for, it was close to 2 weeks, and I thought I was like, when I saw land again, I was very, very happy to see it. But I grew to love the Navy. I grew to love going to sea. A lot of guys would regret to hear a way to see an anchor detail. But I actually got a jolt of adrenaline from it. So the Navy was kind of great in that aspect for me. But there's a lot of politics in the military that wasn't all that great for me. So,
Okay, thank you, James. What was it that Okay, can you tell us a little bit about your time at boot camp?
Oh, wow, boot camp. Wow, that brings back some memories.
Everybody loves boot camp.
Well, I actually did have a good time. In the Navy at this time, there was just one boot camp for naval females in the Navy, and it was in Orlando, Florida. So being the wise guy that I was, I said, hey, it's the winter time, so I want to go to Florida for boot camp. Because all the people was going to like Great Lakes in Illinois, and I didn't want to go to Great Lakes. In December, I went in December. That was a bad time.
You know what it's like in December near the Great Lakes.
Right, so I decided I'll go to Florida instead.
We're in Minnesota, so we know all about that.
Right, so I thought it was a good decision on my part to go to Orlando, but
Oh, yeah.
But it did come with some, it came with a little extra package. They were very strict on separating the males from the females in boot camp there. That you can probably imagine that being a situation.
Sure.
And so I kind of, being young and full of a lot of wild oats, it wasn't like I was doing anything bad. It's just fraternization is considered bad, period.
It was the Navy, not the dating game.
For real.
And what was your primary job after the training?
Well, like I said, I was a sonar.
Sonar?
And at this time, late 70s, early 80s, the big threat to the United States was Russian submarines. I'm probably sure that some people have heard of the hunt for Red October and all of that.
Yes.
So it was really a big deal because a Russian nuclear platform, subsurface nuclear platform, presented quite a danger.
Is sonar still used today? Has it gotten better?
Significantly better. It's like Star Wars now. I mean, when I haven't seen the actually newest stuff, things that they have, but just from what I've been able to find out about the breakthroughs in sonar technology. But it was pretty sophisticated even when I was there. So for them I'm sure that now it's like probably mind-boggling what they can do with sonar.
Do you know offhand what they can do today that they could not do back when you were in?
That's secret information.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Confidential.
Where did you serve the majority of your time in in each service?
Well, in the Navy, I was stationed in San Diego, 32nd Street Naval Station. And in the Air Force, I was stationed at McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey. And New Jersey is where I'm from, so it worked out that way. Because of the reserves.
Can you tell us about some of the important people you met? Did you meet any important people?
Not necessarily important to people today, but I met people like the Secretary of the Navy and people like different admirals that probably aren't even admirals now. I met several generals in the Air Force Reserve, but this is all like over 20 years ago. So
Certainly. Well, even like Dwight Eisenhower is no longer around, but everybody knows who he was. I know he was gone when you were in, but I'm just making an example here.
Well, there were no large political figures that I met.
Okay.
Or military figures.
But yet we both know that everybody is important.
Yes, definitely.
And it's the military's job to go out there and fight for America, for Americans.
Yeah. And it's really kind of ironic that I wasn't in a combat theater until the reserves. In the reserves, my squadron, the 514 Field Maintenance Squadron, which I was a member of in the Air Force Reserve at McGuire Air Force Base, was activated and sent to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. And, we was responsible for the repair of all the planes that were flying in and out of the liberation of Kuwait.
How does your military experience influence or affect your life today, even today still?
Well, there's a lot of, one thing, the Navy prepared me for, it kind of opened my eyes up to how big the world is and how many people there are. It's like, you know, in New Jersey, just going to California was a big deal. Was like, you know, seeing so much of the country and stuff. But once I was in the Navy, I've been to 38 countries, and I got a chance to see all different kinds of cultures and things. But one of the things that I really hold on to from that lesson is that people have different ways of doing things. They have different ways of going about their life. But everybody basically has the same thing. That everybody has to take care of their family. Everybody has need food, clothing, and shelter. And everyone has to make a living. And we have more things in common than we have differences.
Fantastic. Is there anything that you would like to say to the youth of today, to the people in high school or younger even?
Well, I know that the military gave me a lot of structure. It gave me, taught me to be independent, be a self-sufficient individual. I learned, I got a lot of confidence. I got a lot of, I don't know, self-awareness, I guess you could say. For me, the travel was fantastic. It broadened my horizons to get a chance to see different people in their home place, I mean, where they live and how they live. Because, you know, there's a lot of people from different countries in America, but they have to adjust to America. But when you go to other countries, you have to adjust to their country.
Thank you, James. As we all know, everyone needs the skills and the ability to survive and to get along alone, because there's not always someone there for you to lean on. Well, is that it? Do you have anything else to tell us today, James?
Well, I know that if there's any young people out there that are not sure what they want to do with their lives, the military is a good way to go, but always go into anything with your eyes open. Tell people what you want and see if you can, you know, come to some kind of agreement with them, and you'd be surprised the things that are available for you out there.
You say tell people what you want. You're speaking about the recruiter, I imagine.
Well, your recruiter, and then once you get to, you know, like, there's going to be questions when you get to your permanent duty station, and they're going to want to have like they call it a career path, planning a career path. There's going to, but you know, mostly they're already going to have a path sorted out for you, but you get a chance to put in your 2 cents also.
Excellent advice. Yes, indeed. Well, thank you for your time, James, and thank you for your advice and your counsel and your wisdom. Okay. Yes, indeed.
Well, thank you for having me here and giving the chance to share my story, so to speak.
It was my pleasure, James. I really enjoyed meeting and talking with you today.
Okay, right.
And again, this is Chris Vocal. Today is October 30th, 2019. We're coming to you from Minneapolis, Minnesota, the studios of MTN, that's Minneapolis Television Network.